Now voters are casting their ballots in the special election for the 80th Assembly District. The seat became vacant after Lorena Gonzalez announced she was stepping down to accept another job. ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco is joining us. And Rachel, 3 candidates are going for this seat.
Hi, Derek. The gym here at Webster Elementary is one of 9 voting centers. Now, these centers replace traditional neighborhood polling locations. The winner must get more than half of the votes. There are 3 people competing for the seat. Pastor Nathan Moore is passionate about voting in person.
In person allows my community to see that I support the system that we have established in our country. But also I set the example for my wife and my children.
Moore is one of nearly 250,000 registered voters in the 80th District. The area includes Chula Vista, National City, and parts of South San Diego. This is a special election to fill Assemblymember Lorena Gonzalez's seat. She stepped down in January to lead the California Labor Federation. Turnout is expected to be low, 15 to 20%, not uncommon in a special election. The winner will fill out the rest of Gonzalez's term, which ends in December.
You want a competent and capable individual to make those decisions, and not someone who's just going to come in and make it simply because of special interest groups or, they just falling in line with the party.
This is the first special election under the Voters' Choice Act. There are now 9 voting centers instead of the assigned neighborhood polling locations.
In the traditional polling place model, voters had to go to their assigned polling place on election day. Under the Voters' Choice Act model, they have vote centers. They could go to any vote center, and it's open for multiple days.
The candidate who wins more than half the votes takes over the seat. If no one does, there will be a runoff with the top 2 candidates on June 7th. That also happens to be the same day as the regular primary election. The same 3 candidates are running in the June election for the next term. The voting centers that we've been to today have been pretty slow, but 80% of registered voters in the county are permanent vote by mail, and early voting started about a month ago for this special election. Again, the polls will close at 8. Reporting live in Webster, Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Rachel. A new COVID-19 variant has been identified in the United Kingdom. The strain is known as XE. It's a combination of the original Omicron variant and its subvariant BA2. Early indication from the UK suggests that XE could be slightly more transmissible than BA2. But the World Health Organization says more research is needed. And health experts say there's no reason to worry yet because combination variants are very common and they often disappear on their own. And President Biden is ordering a new national research push on long COVID, while also directing federal agencies to support patients dealing with the condition. The White House says the president is ordering the Department of Health and Human Services to coordinate an urgent new initiative. He also directed federal agencies to support patients and doctors by providing science-based best practices for treating long COVID, maintaining access to insurance coverage, and protecting the rights of workers coping with the condition.
Some clarity at last. Tiger Woods gave some direct answers today about his status for this week's Masters in Augusta, Georgia.
And it looks like all systems are go for one of the world's most famous golfers. ABC 10 News Sports Director Ben Higgins is here now with what is shaping up, Ben, to be the comeback story of the year or even longer.
Maybe even beyond. Yeah, yes. Tiger Woods isn't at Augusta National this week just to enjoy the pimento cheese sandwiches. Barring a physical setback, he intends to tee it up on Thursday in golf's first major of the year.
Golf fans, get ready. It looks like Tiger Woods is returning to compete in the Masters. Woods making the announcement today in Augusta.
As of right now, I feel like I am going to play. I'm going to play 9 more holes tomorrow. My recovery has been good. I've been very excited about how I've recovered each and every day, and that's been the challenge.
There had been recent speculation that Tiger Woods was returning to competitive golf. He came to Augusta National for a practice run last week, then was back on Sunday. He also played at the PNC Challenge back in December. Just 2 days before the Masters, Woods discussed his progress following a car crash last February that left his career hanging in the balance.
To finally get out of that where I wasn't in a wheelchair or crutches and walking and still had more surgeries ahead of me. To say that I was going to be here playing and talking to you guys again, it would have been very unlikely.
Woods' injuries from that crash were so severe that doctors considered amputating his right leg. With his remarkable recovery, Woods is now set to compete against the world's best players for the first time since 2020, as long as he can make his way up and down the hilly course at Augusta National.
I don't have any qualms about what I can do physically from a golf standpoint. It's now walking is the hard part. This is normally not a easy walk to begin with. Now, given the conditions that my leg is in, it gets a little bit more difficult. 72 holes is a long road, and it's going to be a tough challenge and a challenge that I'm up for.
Well, asked if he thinks he can win the tournament this week, Woods didn't hesitate in his answer. I do. No ambiguity there.
I do. We're on pins and needles until tomorrow. What a day.
Absolutely.
And he's got confidence. Does Vegas have confidence?
I think he was 50-1 yesterday, 41 today, and it's falling. So it's getting him more confident by the minute.
All right. Thank you, Ben. Female construction workers from San Diego are proving you can succeed in a male-dominated field.
There's no way to be intimidated by it.
Coming up, the program that's helping them grow their careers and make it in San Diego.
And homeless people in San Diego are getting paid to pick up trash. The big difference it's already making on our streets.
And we have heat and wind advisories starting tomorrow. Closer look at the temperatures and the heat and how long it'll last on the way.
They think it's a male-dominated, career. It is not.
A San Diego woman took home a gold medal in a recent national competition for builders and contractors.
One of the winners told ABC 10 News reporter John Horn how retraining for the field helped her make it in San Diego.
I'll check for the overhead inspection.
Inside this Sorrento Valley Future Bio Lab, Reina Montoya makes sure all the wiring is ready to go. It's one of 20 electrical inspections she carried out Tuesday for the city of San Diego.
I'll just check the breakers to make sure everything matches. I check the wire sizes.
Last month, she was under a different kind of pressure. Reina and 3 San Diego teammates had 6 hours to build a tiny home to standard, competing against some of the best journeyman contractors from across the nation. Her team took home the gold.
It was an awesome feeling.
Even more awesome because nationwide, only 11% of workers in the construction field are female.
I wanted to show other women that there's opportunity there.
Reina's life changed after she completed an apprenticeship with San Diego's Associated Builders and Contractors. It's a 4-year program in which students get paid to learn a trade and graduate to become journeymen, commanding hourly rates of as much as $52 plus benefits.
I was a dishwasher and I was barely making it. I barely put food on my table. And I saw an opportunity.
Now, Reina says she's living comfortably in San Diego, putting food on that table and making a car payment with a gold medal to boot. John Horn, ABC 10 News.
San Diego's Association of Builders and Contractors is accepting applications for apprenticeships. We've got a link on the resource center of our website, 10news.com.
This 10 News Pinpoint Weather Report is sponsored by Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air. Nobody wows clients like we do.
As glorious as the sunshine was today, when we know it's just going to keep on coming, then got to be ready.
And today wasn't bad at all, at least not in comparison to what we were expecting. The sun, of course, making it feel even hotter outside, but it is 64 degrees and it is a lovely afternoon. Lots of sunshine on the way for the rest of the week with high pressure dominating the region. Temperatures already 4 to 6 degrees higher than yesterday at the same time, and we're still in the 70s in our inland communities, but again, it's going to be much hotter as we go into tomorrow. Our headlines included very dry conditions through the end of the week, high heat, and a few patchy clouds, but only for coastal communities. A wind advisory will begin tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. as the Santa Ana winds will get going. It is only for inland communities. Here, the winds could gust as high as 50 miles per hour. So when we go above that 45 mile per hour is when those winds could be damaging and a wind advisory is issued. As far as the heat goes, it starts starts tomorrow, too, with a heat advisory starting at 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. on Friday. And the first round of near record temperatures will be for Thursday. So tomorrow, the heat and the winds begin, but it'll be Thursday and Friday when we could potentially tie or set records like we could in San Diego with 93 degrees, tying the record of 93 degrees. So we'll see how it all plays out. It is definitely on track for the temperatures to break records this week. High pressure will stay in place all the way through Friday. Then we'll start to see a storm system moving into the Pacific Northwest over the weekend. That will bring temperatures down. So if you're concerned about the heat lasting a little too long, thankfully this storm is going to bring changes for next week and temperatures will start to cool back down. For the overnight, temperatures will stay close to 58 degrees as we go into the overnight hours, and early tomorrow quickly heating up. Inland communities will average right around 54 degrees, clear skies. At 5 a.m., 54 degrees and sunny at 7 a.m. In our 10 News Pinpoint 7-day forecast, looking at mid-80s tomorrow with a few clouds early in the morning, otherwise sunny skies, 90s Thursday and Friday with the possibility of record heat. Over the weekend, onshore winds will begin, and that's going to bring clouds, patchy fog, and it's also going to help temperatures cool back down to near normal on Sunday. Our inland valleys will be on track for the possibility of record temperatures and perhaps even the hottest temperatures we've seen so far this year, between 98 to 99 degrees on Thursday and Friday. On Saturday, still mild, but much better by Sunday. Our mountains will be windy with Santa Ana conditions expected, although the wind advisory is only for our inland valleys, but it could expand into our mountains for tomorrow and Thursday. And then our deserts, close to 100 on Wednesday and Thursday and over 100 on Friday. Close to it also on Saturday before the temperatures start to fall back down. But hey, next week we could have a slight chance for a shower. So
we just got to get through the next couple of days.
We just have to get through it. Yes.
San Diego.
Yeah, be safe.
Thanks. And now 10 News Time Saver traffic with Officer Jim Betancourt. How's it look, Jim?
Well, it's a little bit busy out there around the county this evening if you're going to be traveling on the southbound side of the 5 or the southbound side of the 805 from the Golden Triangle area all the way down to the 94. You're going to see those brake lights there. Eastbound side of the 52 slows from the 805 all the way into Santee. And for those of you that are going to be traveling on the eastbound side of the 8, you're going to see those brake lights off and on from the 5 all the way through the College area. And that southbound side of the 163 is going to be just a bit busy from the 805 into downtown. I'm Officer Jim Betancourt with your 10 News Time Saver Traffic.
Thank you, Jim. Conservationists and the Mexican Navy say they're not giving up the efforts to save the world's smallest whale that lives in just one place on Earth, south of San Diego in the Sea of Cortez. It's called the Vaquita. I reported just last week on how illegal fishing in the Gulf of California has brought the Vaquita to the brink of extinction. It's believed there are fewer than 12 left on Earth. In the last week, Mexican Navy officers visited the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society ship in the Gulf right now, and members of the ship also visited the Navy ship also in the area. They discussed new ways they can cooperate to stop the illegal fishing in the Vaquita refuge that catches the vaquitas in the illegal nets. Both groups say they believe they can make progress, which will be critical to save the species.
And Kimberly's been following that story for a long time. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out on 10news.com.
Thank you. So critical for the smallest marine mammal on Earth and the rarest.
A lot at stake. San Diego County's first Amazon Fresh store is getting closer to opening.
Where it will be located and how it will be different from any other local grocery store.
Skycam Views, sponsored by Carlsbad Solar.
A milestone at the White House today. President Joe Biden was joined by former President Barack Obama, marking 12 years since the signing of the Affordable Care Act.
As ABC's Alex Proget shows us, this was the first time Obama returned to the White House since leaving office.
For the first time since leaving office, former President Obama is back at the White House.
Vice President Biden, Vice President. That was a joke.
Obama joining President Biden and Vice President Harris to celebrate the 12th anniversary of the Affordable Care Act being signed into law. This hot mic moment between Biden and Obama, a highlight from that day. The two still proud of the ACA's legacy.
If you can get millions of people health coverage and better protection, it is, to quote a famous American, a pretty big deal.
Biden now looking to build on it, announcing a new executive order and a proposed rule from the Treasury Department to fix the ACA's so-called family glitch, which the Kaiser Family Foundation estimates affects more than 5 million people. Starting next January, the change will allow family members who pay more than 10% of their income for coverage to be able to receive financial help. It's expected to allow 200,000 uninsured people to gain coverage, and nearly 1 million more are expected to see lower premiums.
Once today's proposed rule is finalized, starting next year, working families in America will get the help they need to afford full family coverage. Everyone in the family.
The visit from Obama, who is still popular, comes as Biden struggles in the polls over his handling of a 40-year high in inflation and soaring gas prices linked to the ongoing war in Ukraine. The administration says more than 30 million people have used the ACA over the last 12 years. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
The first Amazon Fresh grocery store in San Diego County is getting closer to opening. We first told you about plans for a location in Poway last year. We sent an ABC 10 News crew out there today to check it out. As you can see, the signage is now installed and curbside pickup spots have been designated. Amazon Fresh uses technology that automatically scans items as you fill your cart, so you don't actually have to wait in a checkout line. The grand opening date has not yet been revealed.
Homeless people in San Diego are getting paid to pick up trash.
So it's a chance for them to contribute to the overall cleanliness and circumstances surrounding their environment.
The big difference it's already making on our streets.
And innocent customers conned on Zell, losing thousands of dollars. How to protect yourself from being scammed.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
A new program paying the homeless to pick up trash in San Diego has already helped get tons of garbage off the streets. And that's the update from the Lucky Duck Foundation, the nonprofit that started the cleanups just last month.
ABC 10 News anchor Lindsay Pena explains how the program works and why it could be the first of others all over the city.
Every Monday and Thursday for the last month, the Lucky Duck Foundation has been coming out to 16th and Commercial with trash bags and a massive bin. They're offering $2 a bag to anyone experiencing homelessness that wants to pick up garbage.
So it's a chance for them to contribute to the overall cleanliness and circumstances surrounding their environment. It gives them a chance to earn some money, and it improves the streets.
Drew Moser is the executive director of the Lucky Duck Foundation. It's a San Diego-based nonprofit dedicated to helping those experiencing homelessness. The Triangle Project, named for the triangular-shaped area in downtown that it covers, started in early March and since then has picked up nearly 10 tons of trash. That works out to roughly 1,300 trash bags and $2,600. Moser says it's been a win-win for everyone.
Folks who are suffering from homelessness, community members, business owners, it's really been a win for all parties.
At this point, the program only operates in one area of the East Village and is only slated to last 4 months. But there's already talk of keeping it going and expanding.
We'll really wrap our heads around, how does this model compare to other trash abatement programs that exist, to see if it makes sense to scale this and replicate it elsewhere.
Lindsay Pena, ABC 10 News.
Moser says the Lucky Duck Trash program got started based on a suggestion from a longtime volunteer who had gathered input from some of the homeless people living in the area.
Ivanka Trump spent nearly 8 hours testifying before the House January 6th committee today. Other witnesses have told the committee Ivanka tried to get former President Donald Trump to stop the violence while rioters were attacking the Capitol building.
We have firsthand testimony that his daughter Ivanka went in at least twice to ask him to please stop this violence.
Everything Ivanka said during the closed deposition was videotaped, but will likely become public record. During questioning, the committee chairman says she did not take the Fifth or invoke executive privilege. Also today, a Proud Boys leader pleaded not guilty to conspiracy in the January 6th Capitol breach. Enrique Tarrio was convicted last month. The indictment says that he helped create a command structure within the Proud Boys in the lead up to the Capitol attack. However, Tarrio was not in D.C. the day of the attack. The case is set to go to trial next month.
The family of a boy who fell to his death on an amusement park ride in Florida is getting ready to sue. Today, the family's lawyer inspected the free fall ride at Icon Park in Orlando. 14-year-old Tyree Sampson fell out of the ride when it began slowing down. His family says the 14-year-old was 6'5", 340 pounds, and may have been too big to be on the ride. The lawyer representing his mother says the park was clearly negligent.
So we can't always just blame the last operator. There's a string of succession. This wasn't designed in a day.
The free fall ride and one other are shut down during the investigation. The ride's operator says the company is heartbroken for the family's loss and is cooperating with investigators. Well, more and more consumers are getting duped by fraudsters impersonating banks and asking them to send money through Zell.
Zell is a mobile payment method embedded in many banking apps. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has the warning signs and how you can protect yourself.
It was devastating.
Special education teacher Kylie Watson worked for months to save for her maternity leave. Then, the Pennsylvania mom received these concerning texts claiming to be from Wells Fargo.
They asked me if I had authorized $3,500.
Watson says she only answered the follow-up phone calls after searching online and finding the number calling her seemed to be from Wells Fargo.
He wanted me to log into my Wells Fargo banking app, click on Zell, and then I saw 2 transactions and the money was gone. I didn't authorize anything.
Zelle is a mobile payment transfer service embedded in your banking app that allows you to send money to people directly between bank accounts. Watson's claim for a refund was denied.
$3,500. That's for our mortgage. That's for groceries.
ABC stations across the country reporting on customers saying they've lost thousands through their Zelle accounts from fake bank texts and phone calls claiming to be from Wells Fargo.
It's just scary.
Cynthia Marin telling San Francisco's 7 on Your Side she lost $1,700.
The money's gone.
This Wells Fargo customer telling Charlotte, North Carolina's Action 9's I-Team she lost $3,500.
It's my savings.
Federal Regulation E was put in place to protect consumers using electronic fund transfer services like Zelle from fraud, including unauthorized payments.
One of the reasons that Zelle is being abused by scammers is that they are taking advantage of a loophole in Reg E about what is an authorized payment versus what is an unauthorized payment.
And since it appears that these fraudulent transactions were authorized by consumers, the banks are not liable.
If the fraudster can convince you to send the money willingly, even if it's through fraudulent means, then you are not protected. That transaction is considered authorized under current federal regulations.
The National Consumers League says the regulation needs to change.
We think it's time to fix this loophole. The evidence is clear that millions of consumers are at risk.
After the ABC stations and GMA contacted Wells Fargo, these customers say they received full refunds. The company telling GMA, "We are actively working to raise awareness of common scams. When a customer files a claim, we follow the applicable laws and regulatory guidance, including Regulation E, based on the facts of their situation."
That was Rebecca Jarvis reporting, and consumer advocates say Zelle makes it too easy for scammers to hijack accounts since all anyone needs to receive money is a phone number or an email.
Caught on video, a group of men attacking a woman before stealing her car, and that's not all.
One of the guys grabbed my arms, took my keys from my hand, and he pushed me to the ground. It hit my head.
What was inside the car that makes the crime even more heartbreaking?
And we'll tell you about the common spice that may help defeat even the most aggressive form of breast cancer. And 10 News Time Saver Traffic now with Officer Jim Betancourt. Hi, Jim.
Well, for those of you headed up to the North County right now, you're going to see a little bit of a traffic on the 78 right now in both directions as you make your way through San Marcos. Northbound side of the 15, a little bit slow through Rancho Bernardo, but other than that, you're looking pretty good. And the northbound side of the 5 is going to be slow and go through Carlsbad. I'm Officer Jim Betancourt with your 10 News. Time saver traffic.
Staying Healthy is sponsored by Ronald McDonald House Charities of San Diego.
A spice used in different cuisines around the world may be the key to treating breast cancer. Researchers from Florida A&M University found cardamomine is capable of destroying aggressive breast cancer cells. It's a natural compound found in the spice cardamom and other plants. Well, in experiments, cardamomine also targeted a specific gene which helps cancer avoid the immune system. Researchers plan to perform more studies to confirm these findings before going ahead and testing it in people.
But wouldn't that be amazing? Doctors say it's important to care for the mental health of children, but new research shows a growing number of medical experts are having a hard time providing mental health services for children. ABC's Em Huynh shows us the obstacles that are standing in the way.
Every day, doctors across the country see children to check on their physical and mental health. But as more and more young patients require mental health services, doctors say it's getting harder to provide those services. Researchers from Boston Children's Hospital surveyed group practices across the U.S., asking them to rate how easy it is to provide mental health services to pediatric patients. Over 85% reported having at least slight difficulty with finding these services. From medication advice to therapy referrals, each step of behavioral health proved a challenge for the majority of these doctors. In big hospitals and small private practices alike, doctors consistently answered the same way. Maybe not surprisingly, rural practices reported more trouble than urban ones. Doctors say despite the findings, parents should still discuss any changes in mood, sleep, or appetite in their children with their children's doctor. With this Medical Minute, I'm Em Huynh.
Students at SDSU are working to make sure San Diegans have better access to fresh and healthy foods.
Our dream, which we think is really not that much of a dream, but very achievable, is that everyone in San Diego can walk to their corner store and have access to fresh produce.
We'll tell you about their Positively San Diego mission.
Hot and dry for the rest of the week coming up.